What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, so listen, I don't know if there are people coming into the live, but that is fine. So before I start with just a small chat for the week, for those who might not know who I am, my name is Marilfa. I'm a contemporary artist. I am the maker and creator of the platform MCJ's Art Studio. So it's been a while since I have been live, but I thought, you know what? Let's just sit and chat and talk about things. It could be art, it could be things that are on my mind, it could be other things that I want to talk about. Definitely here on the chat. So if you're coming by, say hi. Don't be a stranger. It's all good. Um, so yeah, it's Wednesday night. I'm kind of tired though, but I thought it would be a good time for me to go back on the lives again. Back on the lives. I haven't been doing them. Shame on me. Shame on me. It are things that I wanted to do weekly, but life just gets in the way. Honestly, life just gets in the way. There are a lot of things that are happening that have been happening last year, and the coming time will be no way different. It will not be any way differently. So yeah, things just come in the way. I do want to do my best to come on lives more often. Last year, I had the lives on Instagram, and I consistently push them on the YouTube, but also on Instagram on a weekly basis. And it was more like a series. So that's what I did. And I would just discuss different types of topics. So that was a good time to do that. But I got to tell you, having lives is not that easy, right? Having people jump on board is not that easy during lives. It's kind of figuring out when people have the time and when it's a good time to go live and want to do it. But I do believe that, the lives are a great way for me to interact with people and just, talk about things that are, kind of not scripted, because the weekly show on this platform is scripted. It is scripted in the sense that I determine beforehand what the subject will be, but now it's just a spontaneous moment for me to come on the live. So there are a couple of things that I want to talk about. It can be random things. It doesn't necessarily have to be art related, but things that I think might be interesting to talk about. So one of the things that I want to start with is that I will be posting more products on my Patreon. But Patreon in itself, I will be posting more on Patreon as well. I already placed like a comment on the community page. I see that very few people might read it or see it, but people do respond to it. So I did make the decision to post more on it, just to show people that, sometimes I just post here and there certain things, or I announce that there will be a new video just to keep y'all awake and make sure that everybody is on it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God, I got distracted. I'm so sorry. I did not even know that YouTube had the possibility to have filters. Now, what I did know is that it's possible for us as creators to vertically create the videos, but wait a minute, there are filters on. Look at that. Black and white. Ooh. I'm not going to choose this one because y'all know going to see my gray hairs a lot more. Not that I'm ashamed of it, but you're going to see more of my gray hairs. I don't want that. Let me see this one. Oh, old movie, old film. Oh, that is so dope. Y'all, this is so much fun. Listen, just for the sake of it, I'm going to try the black and white. Oh my gosh, I did not even know that was possible. Let me know if y'all love this, if y'all like this. But anyway, what was the subject I was talking about? Patreon. Patreon is one of those things that I'm like, I will be using it much more, people. I'm going to use Patreon a lot more. It has to do with the fact that I feel that I have been doing a lot of work on, excuse me, there's something on my teeth. And I ate a salad. It's a good thing that it's black and white now. But I ate a salad, so I don't want y'all to be like, oh my gosh, she's talking to us and she has something between her teeth. But no, I want to be posting more on Patreon because the last couple of weeks I definitely felt this tiredness of posting online. And even though I have a great management tool that I use so that I can automatically create evergreen content. Evergreen content is nothing more than your basic content that repeats itself on a particular time period, excuse me, on a particular regular time period. So yeah, but that's not the reason why I'm tired of it because that system just takes it over. The reason why I'm tired of it is because I just feel that, and I'm also reading that online. And I even made a very detailed video about it that we'll be posting on Patreon, but you have to be a paid member to watch that. So definitely go to the Patreon, be a paid member, because there I will be posting content that I just don't post, on social media. I just feel that and not me alone, I just read a lot of forums and content from other people, see content from other people. I'm on threads. I don't know why I did that because I'm still lost on how you use this app. And I really, listen, I don't want to figure out how you use threads. To me, it feels like another app that I have to learn. It's like another tool on the job, people. I am so sick and tired of it. And that is the sentiment of creators and artists in general. Just tired of it. It's like a job that you need to take on to stay ahead or stay in the race of knowing what the algorithm does. So I have made the decision to, here and there, I do post just to show you what it is that I'm doing, what painting I'm creating, or what type of project that I'm on, or what other activity endeavor that I'm doing. But I will not be making elaborate posts about that anymore. Instagram is not what it used to be. I believe that Instagram is absolutely trash. It is trash. It's absolute trash. I believe that Instagram is just trash. I'm sorry. Instagram used to be such a fun app where you share so much about what is going on and what your interests are. You really could set up something and really build something. But since it turned into something, since the person who's now head of Instagram is turning it into like a rivalry type of competition, it's like I know I cannot curse, but it definitely feels that he is measuring his manhood with all the other apps to show that he still got the biggest one. That is what it feels to me. It's like a personal vendetta that he has with all other apps, and we are all suffering from it, right? Like, y'all better work for my app to be successful and for the app for Meta to be successful, because Meta is of course WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. But I made a whole video about it, which I still have to edit. I'm gonna post it on Patreon, and y'all can see me just basically just rant about it. And it's not just me ranting, because it's no fun to watch somebody just rant, but it's really delving into what happens to you as a creative or an artist when you get to do things like, when you get into this particular space. It's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. And that is the point where I just, I arrived at. I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm exhausted. I can't do this ish no more. I can't do this shit no more. And it even crossed my mind to definitely stop Instagram. But anyway, I'm going to talk about that in the Patreon, on the Patreon. So I definitely want to urge you to sign up for the Patreon. I know we are right now in a certain, we are in the circumstances. Not everybody can be, have another membership. So you are careful with what it is that you want to be subscribed to. But listen, if you've already been a fan, if you've already been, curious to what it is that I do, and you've already been enjoying the content, and I see that the page is slowly growing, which I'm very proud of, and I'm proud of you that y'all all taking a chance on me to serve you with the content that y'all like. I'm very proud of that, and I don't take that for granted. Absolutely not. And I also feel that I'm getting a lot more reward on here on YouTube and on, crazy enough, I'm getting a lot more reward on TikTok as well, which I will be talking about later a little bit more. Yeah. I definitely want to urge you to go to the Patreon. The Patreon is just a place where I want to freely talk about things that fit the lifestyle that I have, but I definitely also want to offer you all the things that you really should look at without the algorithm interfering in it, without the algorithm poking their fat fingers into what it is that I'm posting. And that's just that, so I would really, really appreciate it, right? Membership for the Creative Folk podcast, which will be starting later on in this month, is 10 euros or $10, depends on where you are. And I haven't set a membership fee for MCJ Studio Art content yet, but I think I will be posting that at the same value, or I think maybe even a little bit higher, maybe 15. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to leave it at 20. I'm sorry, 10, at $10 for the support, because creating all of this content next to what it is that I'm doing it's a lot of work. It's time. I love doing it, but for what I do, I definitely believe that there's so much quality and information in it. Y'all can benefit from this too. And I also think it would be a great thing to have a platform where people can get access to content that really serves you. You're not going to get this general postings with which the whole internet basically is bombarded with. The whole internet is bombarded with that particular thing. The whole internet is bombarded with people just randomly posting shit just to post shit. And I kind of get enough from it because I got ish to do. Okay? I got ish to do. I got ish to do. So that's one of the things that has been really grinding my gears. But again, I will be talking about that in my Patreon. Go over there, watch it, and have a look at it. Subscribe to it. Now you can just subscribe, because most of the videos that I'm posting on YouTube, I'm also posting on Patreon. And that also has another reason, of course, because what I didn't even notice that this happened a couple of weeks ago. But what I noticed was that Instagram was down for the umpteenth time. Didn't notice it. I think it was a moment that I was just in studio painting. So, kid, I didn't know. Later on, I saw messages coming by. I was like, oh, okay. And that reminded me from a moment that reminded me of a moment where, of course, way back, it happened as well. And one of the things when you go, when the Instagram goes down, or when a social media app goes down, you can't reach your customers, you can't reach your base. So I want y'all to be in a place where I can reach y'all without any problems. Listen, if internet goes down, then it has more to do with you, or it has to do with my my situation. But it should not be that you cannot access what it is that I have to offer you just because the algorithm or a system is down, like an app is down, because they can be very fidgety. And memberships, membership pages work. They are now already introducing it on Facebook and on Instagram. So it has a very good purpose. So I definitely want y'all to come to Patreon. Come to Patreon. All right. Support your girl over there. Okay. I would appreciate it if you could follow me on Instagram. That's one thing, but I'm using Instagram more like a vanity gallery. I hate that word. I hate what they stand for, but I do use it as a vanity gallery. So you can watch what it is that I do here and there, but I'm sorry. I really don't care for the fact whether you know what it is that I do or what my thoughts are and that I'm putting that on Instagram. I really don't care for that. I don't. I don't. I don't receive any good engagement or feedback from that. I really don't care for that. So here and there I post something. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say on the on the spot of Instagram. Okay, going, and this, it also goes for Facebook as well, right? Even though I do believe that it is like a level better than Instagram, believe it or not, it is. I'm not such a fan of Facebook either, that much. I'm in a couple of Facebook groups where I do believe that if I put a little bit more work into that, then I can grow out a community for that. But Facebook is also something I'm like, personally, I don't even use it. I'm not even on Facebook. I have a profile and do what? I occasionally watch what happens. For the rest, I'm totally unbothered. Maybe I'm app tired. TikTok, however, has been growing. I definitely had a dip where I was just stuck at a certain number. It was around 2330 ish, so 2330 people. And then I had a dip. I went down 10. And when I was looking at my page, I eventually, decided to completely pivot to only art related content. I used to make a lot of content where I would give think pieces or react to other videos, and those were not really art related. But it moves away from what it is that I actually use TikTok for, and that is just to promote my business and who I am as an artist, to show my artists, to involve people in what I do, to get acquainted with people so people get acquainted with me. So I just pivoted to the art space and really put my energy in to make it grow. So consistently posting, but not just consistently posting, also posting within the guidelines that are given. So go along with trends, trendy music, have a hook, catchy captions, using captions, integrating SEO, of course, in your captions, because the apps these days are already turning themselves into the next Google. So you have to use SEO to make that better as well. So I did, and I'm able now to see a huge growth, because it went from 2,320 people to now 2,343 people, which is good. And I also made a video last year where I talked about the boost in followers that I got from the Black Girl Follow Train, which was also a very beautiful movement, but slowly died out because TikTok pushed its fat fingers into the algorithm, causing it to slow down. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's a growth in it. Um, and I do feel also that people still see TikTok as being an app where everybody can find their own niche, and also can find, oh, there's a hair, can find their own niche, and also can find their audience. And it's also like a fun app. It's a responsive app. There's engagement on it. It's not something that you will find back that much on Instagram. Here's the thing that I believe about apps. Eventually, apps will grow up. They're like, it's like a birth of a baby. It's like in the baby is just, baby's born. Everybody says, "Oh, this is cute, lovely." Everybody wants to watch and see the baby, right? Baby's new, fresh. Everybody loves the baby. Oh my God, we all love babies. Then it comes into, the terrible twos and the terrible fours, and it starts to grow, becomes an adolescent, and then it starts to grow up, and it doesn't want to do any fun stuff anymore. It wants to do grow up things. So what you will see with those particular apps is that the moment that they come into the grow up stage, they will get into the stage where they are the elders and die off. Look at MySpace, Twitter, who uses Tumblr these days, etc., etc., etc. Many apps have come and they also went. Okay, come and go. So each app will have a life cycle. That's basically what I'm saying. Each app will have a life cycle. So what I see in Instagram is that they are now in the life cycle where they are just the grown-ups. They had they were a baby. They had the terrible twos. Still cute, and it was still fun. The other, being a teenager is fun, wild, and just figuring things out and breaking the rules. Then becoming an adolescent is still fun, but you're not doing all the crazy stuff that you did before. And now they are in the grown-up stage. It will go through a life cycle. TikTok will be doing the same thing too, specifically now with a possible ban in the United States. I'm in Europe, but what will that do for my audience? Because I know that a huge part of the audience is in the United States on my platform. So now what? What now? Might have to pivot, might have to make another turn, might have to make another change. And I think that goes for a lot of people as well. So TikTok, I believe, is now slowly becoming it's now it's the fun adolescent. It's the fun adolescent, but it's starting to incorporate more and more rules, right? It's not doing the crazy stuff it used to do when it was a teenager. So that will also have a life cycle. And so every app will have it. Look at Facebook. Facebook is definitely just grown and mature, right? Grown and mature folk. Your auntie, your mom, your dad, your grandparents will be using Facebook a lot more than your children will, or your nieces and nephews will. Let's be honest. Relatively, right? Relatively. So in comparison to relatively, they will be using that a lot more than we do. I don't even use Facebook anymore. I'm in my forward. I'm 40. Right, this year will be 41. I am not even using Facebook that much anymore. So I eh. Facebook doesn't really. When I'm telling you, Facebook doesn't interest me. Facebook is so passe. Facebook is so Facebook is so passe. I'm really not into it anymore. I gotta be honest with you. I'm really not into it anymore. And TikTok is fun. It's also doing its thing. I definitely believe that it has a lot more potential as it, people are more susceptible to the diversity that it brings and also allows, right? It also allows. It still have its issues, but it definitely brings a lot more diversity. It's not so stiff as Instagram is. And like I already said, I want to build my own castle on my land. So Patreon it will be. Definitely. All right. Definitely. Patreon. But hey, that's the part about social media and about how I feel about it, how I stand about it. It was just something that I wanted to share with you all. I think that is also the reason why I'm not really sharing shorts as well, because that is the way that shorts really can work with you is if when you hit a million views. And then I really have to it's almost like having a side job, figuring out a video that's going to hit a million views. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want that. And I think that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. If I, for whatever reason, might hit the million views with a video, hey, that's fine. But it's not something I'm going to target myself for. I want to have a substantial community, right? So that can come from a million views, but it's not my main goal to hit a video that has a million views. I'm really not. That feels like that's like a double full-time job with double shifts. It really is. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm really focusing on longer form content, which on TikTok is being promoted, but I'm not gonna push it there because you can't put music underneath content, and no, I'm not gonna do that. And furthermore, what you also see Instagram memberships. I can do that on Patreon as well. So why would I split myself as if I have multiple personalities? It doesn't make any sense. So we're going where we need to go. Patreon. All right. So again, I will be saying this maybe the whole video, but that's because it's an important factor. Go to Patreon, support the page, become a member. The moment that I set a membership fee is the moment where I start putting more content on that is just for paid membership. So start being a member. That's what I would advise you to do. Okay, that's what I would advise you to do. So another thing that I want to bring to the discussion to the table is yesterday I posted I think it was yesterday, I posted a video where I gave a very unpopular opinion, which is basically where I said, if you can buy a designer bag, then you can definitely buy my art. And that focuses on price point, right? With artists and creatives, not every artist, not every creative, but what artists and creative definitely will hear, a group of artists and creatives will hear, is that art is expensive. Your art is expensive, or the other person does it for a lot cheaper. This, that, and the third. But then you see people turn around and they buy the next bag, or you see them walking towards you with a designer bag or pretty expensive things, or going on a holiday on different on expensive trips, but at the same time say that I am expensive. So it's not to say that they don't want my art. That's not the discussion, whether you want to have my art or not, which was for many people the most given comment, right? Maybe people don't want your art. Maybe the people don't. Yeah, but the people that don't want my art will not come to me and say that they find it expensive. So the whole logic about that is lacked critical thinking for me. But that to the side, I can't handle that. That's peanuts. But the focus of it was price point. If you can buy this at this particular price point, you can do these things at a price point, and this is also the price point. And I definitely gave a caption underneath that, to give some framework, some context to it. There are a lot of factors, of course, that also play a part in it, because when it comes to art, it really is a personal taste. I fully understand that. It's a personal taste. It's what you like as a person. You're not walking with art underneath your arm to show, hey, I bought a piece of art. Art is still being seen as a luxury item, even though we can have affordable art. It's still being seen as a luxury item. And people, they're not walking with a piece of art underneath their arm like, hey, I got it. You can walk on it with a shirt, with a shirt or merchandise or things like that. But when it comes to your original art that you want to sell, you're offering, no, of course they're not walking around with it underneath their arm. So for a lot of people, this is still a very sensitive topic. But there's another thing that I find very interesting about that post, and it's something that somebody said. Two things. One person said, I can, but I don't. I won't. Which basically is fine. Like I already said, the battle is not about whether you want to or not, but it proves in itself that there is a possibility for you to buy it. That you don't want to do that, that's secondary, but you can, that's primary, right? Another comment that was placed was, yeah, but you're telling people what to buy and you're shaming them and you're telling people what to do with their money. No, I'm not. Like I already said, I just gave a price point. Nowhere in the post was it said that you can or cannot. You have to. You're mandatory. You're obliged. Where do you get that out of the video? So that's not for me to say that people lack critical thinking, but they definitely demonstrate that they are lacking it. And it's not to put anybody in a bad disposition. It is not a bad disposition if what you are hearing or seeing is different than what is registered in your mind. But I definitely I get it because I see it in the comments. So that was also another comment that I see back in it. And as you can already see, I'm not mad about it because I knew it was unpopular opinion, but it's the truth. I don't have to say and it is a truth. It is a truth. It is a truth. But nowhere will I say to somebody, well, because you buy the designer bag, you have to buy art. I said, when you buy a designer bag, they can also buy the art because it's at the same price point. It's at the same price point, right? I have art at the same price point, even higher. Then there were people that would debate whether my art was elegant, was classy enough, or whatever that is. Listen, that very well could be, but my marketing and advertising is not about the classiness of it. And that is very relative. That is debatable. Because when I see The big stars with the big banks and the big monies and the big black credit cards buy classy brands, but when they demonstrate themselves as not being elegant or classy, listen, money does not know elegance. All right. And even having money doesn't put you in a certain class. But what it definitely will demonstrate is that you can buy access to designer and luxury stuff. So when people come with the argument of, yeah, but it doesn't exude elegance, or that artists don't exude elegance with the art and therefore it cannot be compared to the designer bag, I beg you, I beg you. Because the only way that the designer bag is being seen as elegance is because of the promotion, the marketing maybe of whatever it is. But when you see it in the hands of the people that, it doesn't matter what arm it is, it can be the arms of the people in the ghetto and it can be in the arms of the people in the higher classes. Not saying that they are not elegant, but to demonstrate the differences in classes, the differences in wallet. Eventually people will take the money, the designer brands will take the money, not based on the fact that you're not elegant or anything, but based on the fact that you have money to buy access to a certain product. So elegance, if you are falling for that, that's a decoy. it's a it's the carrot that's held in front of a mule's face. Not to say that you're a mule, not as well, but when you get that, then the conversation is completely different. So the funny thing is that nobody gives a rebuttal to that, because I do believe if you can argument it well, and I'm not afraid for a debate or anything, but when you go into a direction where I'm like, hold on, don't come to me with nonsense, then I definitely will redirect you. But I still have to post up on TikTok, because I do believe that it is an unpopular opinion, and I know that a lot of artists don't want to speak it out. But I'm not here to advocate for those artists. I'm not the poster child. Please don't. I speak for me. I speak for me. I don't speak for all. I don't. I don't want to. I don't need to. That's why I have the platform called MCJ's Art Studio. It's not called MCJ Art Studio and affiliated. Not at all. Because eventually, when I speak out for myself. And again, like I already said, I don't mind if you disagree. If you show me why you disagree with my point, I can definitely ask myself, well, why is that person disagreeing with it? I can think about it, and that's fine too. But TikTok is definitely a neighborhood that's it can be rough. So if you have paper thin emotions and you have paper thin skin, don't go over there. They will cut you up. They will slice you like bread. They will. So if you have paper thin don't go over there. Don't go over there. Don't go over there. Don't do it. But the post is still up. I even pinned it, and I even responded to a number of the comments to also show people that you say this, I say that, to show you what your thinking is, but also to give you the good context of what it is that I mean. But a very interesting conversation. I still will be posting on the TikTok, so that's fine. But if you have paper thin feelings as a creative and as an artist, and you feel that you cannot speak up for yourself, or you have a problem speaking up for yourself, I'm not saying don't post on TikTok, but I would say be careful when you post on TikTok. Be careful. Because if you cannot stand the fact that they might give you like, and these people are vicious, and it's not necessarily that they are vicious because they just want to be. Some people are trolls. I definitely get attacked by trolls as well. I just block you. I mean, I don't care. I just block you. Who are you? You wouldn't even say that in my face in real life, and even if you would, you wouldn't survive. You wouldn't. But most people, they tumble down because of the fact that they are being attacked, of course, when they maybe give an unpopular opinion, maybe say something that it is a truth but makes people feel uncomfortable. But it's my job as an artist. I do have to put things into perspective that are not always pretty and will make you feel uncomfortable. They will make you feel uncomfortable. They will make you feel as if you're being attacked, which it was not, because I didn't direct it to a particular person or a particular group. I didn't say poor people, rich people. I said if A, then B. And people just lost their freaking minds. But hey, that's life. I mean, I know who you're not going to beat up, and that's me, because I will slice you in two. That's for real, and that's for sure. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that was an interesting encounterment. I don't think I ever had seen something like that. Um, would it ever happen? Probably. If I have an unpopular opinion again, probably, because I have several that I haven't spoken out. Maybe I should do a video about that. Maybe I should create a YouTube video that I will be posting. I don't know if I'll be posting here on YouTube. Then again, there's also possibility for debate. And if you're disrespectful, I just block your ass and you're not going to be here anymore. So that's fine. Because you're not going to harass me. I sleep well at night. I will not be lying awake for nobody. So I might be doing that. Might be making a video about unpopular opinions that artists might have. But I think I'm not the only one. I do feel that I should have like input from others who also have unpopular opinions about certain things. Excuse me. Or have that be available on my Patreon. People safe in a safe space can speak about that. Because what you can notice is that um, these social media apps are reckless and people are reckless. Um, And I do believe that if you have a certain community, because that's what I believe in, I do believe in a community, a well curated community. You have to be careful with who you let into the community. So I don't believe in posting everything on TikTok. People are not ready for that. People are not ready for that. The, oh my gosh, this might be unpopular opinion, and I might get myself into trouble for that. Um, no, I'm gonna hold that. Because it depends on what type of person you are and what type of audience you attract. Let me put it this way. Yes, I'm holding my tongue because I do want to think this out well. I don't want to say something and then be like, I don't know. But I do feel I myself follow some deep thinkers, some critical thinkers on TikTok, and what you will notice, unfortunately, is that people um, either go in a rebuttal or say things or respond in a way which is like, did you actually listen to what the person had to say? Or they will agree with something that has nothing to do with it. So it's like, it sounds good to people, but the way that they process it in their brains comes out differently out of, from their fingers when they're typing it in. So that means that the way they process it has different types of filters and it doesn't connect with what people say in a video. Or what you also will see is that people will just fight creatives for what they are saying. Um, so that's just interesting to say. But then again, that is just this human nature as well. Okay, we cannot be agreeing about everything in the same way. But I do believe that when you don't feed the mind with information and you don't train your mind in critical thinking or looking at things from different perspectives, holding a broad but also being able to have a narrow view, think things through. TikTok does not really allow that in a 30-second video or in a 3-minute video. So you really have to be concise and specific about certain things. Or else people will scroll on. I mean, I even think in this particular life, one person will come by, two people will come by, but if it's taken too long, then people will jump off. This is just the nature of the world right now. And for people wanting to see content that has depth and substance, you have to be a certain type of person. They're still here, but I don't think that every one of them is using TikTok. I think they have different ways of getting to that. Not to say that the people on TikTok don't are not deep thinkers. Please don't think that. What I'm saying is there is it's relative. It's kind of skewed. That's what I'm noticing. But hey, either you can roll with the big dogs or you get chewed up. All right, you get chewed up. You get chewed up. You're not gonna chew me up. Okay. So that is TikTok. That is the so far that is TikTok, right? So what are other things that I could discuss? Because I want to keep it to an hour or so. I think that is great. That's good for a good chit chat. Um, so yeah, what are other things that I could discuss? Of course, the choral art space. Now that I'm more integrated into it, it's now, it's settled. The paintings are hanging over there, which is great. I'm now managing check this, I'm managing the Instagram page. And I'm talking about, but the thing is about Instagram, when it comes to core art space, it's just, placing when there is an activity or where there is an open house is when people can come in. That's how I coined it. It has a different focus and a different view than what I had with MCJ Studio, the Instagram page. I think I've been so involved in it for so long that it kind of consumes you and you're like, okay, I'm done with it. I will not personally just pour into it in the way that I do. And Coral Art Space is really from a business point of view. Yes, MCJ Studio too, but I stepped into it being the artist. I'm still the artist. I still present myself as the artist. It's really weird how I'm explaining it. Maybe it doesn't make any sense, but that's the only way that I can process it right now. Coral Art Space has a more distant view than it has from MCJ Art Studio. MCJ Art Studio, I'm still the artist. Coral Art Space is the art gallery that I set up. It's the art space that I set up. So it's different. It's different. I just look at it in a different way. But yeah, that's now up and running. So that's fun. That's cute. That's fine. And the goal is definitely. But then again, Coral Art Space. I'm not gonna go too deep on MCJ Art Studio here on the YouTube. That's also for Patreon. All right. That's also for Patreon. But here and there, we'll be including snippets. Don't worry. I will be including snippets to make y'all see what it is that y'all missed. So y'all can see what is going on over there. So yeah. But a core art space is now getting life. It's getting feet. It has hands and it's a baby. Okay, and people get to see it. You can come by and see it. So that's a good thing. The preparations for the base are going to start again. For those who do not know, last year I organized my project, my event called the base during Amsterdam Dance Event. And we're going to start this year as well. But I'm going to start with my programming a lot earlier. So I'm going to take y'all on the road as well. And most of it will also be on Patreon. I'm just saying, I'm not going to build on other people's land that much anymore. Okay. I'm just not going to. I'm going to show y'all the flyer of what is happening, the clips, the cliff notes. And if you want to know in detail, you need to go to Patreon. So that's where you can find it. But I'm excited for the base. The base will be, or actually Amsterdam Dance Event is in October. It's in October. So that's a good thing. Better, these type of preparations need to be beforehand. So better that I start now than, stressing out later and things like that. So looking forward to that as well. The base is basically it's a house dance event where I focus on community, expression, and education. Those are the three pillars. So there will be a panel, there are workshops, and at the end of the night, we are going to jam with music. Last year was not that big, but it's the start. So I'm just happy and so satisfied and also very proud of the fact that I made a start and to see where it now is going to go, because this is going to be the second time. I'm already thinking of who I would like to ask for the panel and who I would like to ask for the workshops. I haven't even thought about who I want to ask for being a DJ. I am already looking for ways how I can get the funds together to have a DJ and things like that. So, it's all in the making. It's all in the making, but it's fun. It's fun. I love having this because it ties itself to, like I already mentioned in the videos that I made, and that is that I want to really focus on, being a creative entrepreneur. MCJ Studio is not just for the arts. MCJ Studio is for the artsy, the artist, and the creative. But what I also find very important in that is that y'all also get to see that you don't have to stick to one particular thing. If there is an interest that you have that you can incorporate into your business, do it. All right, do it. Because I don't believe that we just have to see our art as a part-time thing. It can be our lifestyle, it can be our work, and that is what I'm hard working, really hard, really hard working on. But yeah, not everybody wants to be a full-time artist. Okay, so I respect that. Not everybody wants to call themselves an artist. Some people just want to be an hobbyist. Some people just want to say, I do, a little bit of painting here and there. That's fine too. That's fine too. I'm not going to clutch my pearls just because you tell me, listen, I'm not all into that. I'm not going to clutch my pearls. I'm going to be like, hey, that's fine too. That's okay. That's okay. So the base is coming up again. Coral Art Space. And what more? That's another thing that I have done. I haven't told you about that, but I have already made a video for Patreon. Like I already said, listen, I have so many clips so many videos on my freaking laptop. I have so many videos on my freaking laptop that I need to edit. When I think about it, it's like, but I can't complain. You know why? There used to be a time where I was only complaining about the fact that I had a job that I just loathed. That I just was so not happy. And I'm, of course, very grateful for the opportunities that I get so I can have an income and make sure that the bills are paid doing what it is that I'm doing in the meantime. The fact that I now have more time and space to do what I do because I have a son that's now grown. He's 20. The man has his own life. So now I have the space to really go full out, right? So I am very grateful for that. I will never take that for granted. But I also understand how important it is to ask yourself the question, what do you come here to do? And can you reach that point, that level right now? Because if you're circling in life, trying to figure out what it is that you want to do, and you're just going back and forth, and you constantly are making this, how do you say that? It's like a merry-go-round, a hamster wheel that you cannot get out of because you can't figure out for yourself, well, what is it that I actually want, and I want to do it, but I have a fear, or I'm afraid, I don't have the funds. Listen, you have to take a chance somewhere, somehow. And I took a lot of chances and I fell flat on my face a lot of times. But most people do. They just don't tell you about it. They just don't show you. You will hear it later on, but they won't show you right away. They won't show you right away. So yeah, I mean, you just have to take a chance. That's what I did. And I'm still taking chances, like with the bass. I'm still taking a chance. But I know it's in my soul to do it. So that's the thing that matters as well. So yeah, that's the base is coming up. Coral Art Space. Listen, I got 3 babies. I got MCJ's Art Studio, I got the base, and I got Coral Art Space. I got 3 babies to take care of. All right. I got 3 babies that I need to take care of. They are different ages because some of them were earlier than the rest. MCJ Studio is the first one. But she's like, I mean, MCJ Studio really became MCJ Studio 6 years ago. So she's 6. Coral Art Space is a couple of months. And the base is not even a year. No, the base is now 1 years old. Okay, so I got 6, 1, and a couple of months. I got 3 babies. 3 babies that I need to raise. That's why I'm in the gym getting these muscles on. Because I need the strength. I need the strength to do this. All right, I need the strength to do this. I really need the strength to do this. You gotta have a strong mind. You gotta have a strong mind. Honest moment. Let me give an honest moment. I did, however, like I think it was 2 weeks ago, I did have a moment where things were just overwhelming. And I don't know why they became so overwhelming for me. I don't know what happened. I think it had to do with the Coral Art Space because I was, I think something, I don't know what it was, but I was going, I have to go back and forth to Utrecht. So Utrecht is a city in the middle, in the center of the Netherlands. So I'm going back and forth, and things were still not going the way that I wanted to go. And I came home, and I just I felt the tears just welling up. They were just like, and I just let them go. I just let them go. And the next day I was cool again. So I did have a moment where things were just overwhelming. And I do believe that as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, when you want things to go the right way, you do have moments that you're like, I don't know what to do. So I definitely had that moment a couple of weeks, I think months ago, when when I still was in the process. I just felt it up coming, and I just let it flow, which for me as a person is definitely a release. I'm not a huge talker about things that are going on, which might be weird because I'm here now in this space, but I'm not a huge talker talking about, well, this is going on, that is going on, and this is troubling my mind, that is troubling my mind. I'm not really that person. And that, I think, it's not the best trait to have, because I do believe that when something is bothering you, you have to, you have to nip it in the bud. Yeah, but you have to nip it in the bud where you start to notice, whoa, something's going on. Then having that moment where you really can release or open up. That's why I say the gym is really a place where I can let go. There's frustration that I can let go. It might be anger that I might have about things just maybe not going my way, or just having a moment where I can come to myself. It's just for me, coming to myself. So it's not only for anger no, not at all. I'm not that angry, not at all. It is, in total, the gym is definitely a moment, a place, a spot where it's like a form of meditation. I have, of course, my form of meditation when I'm just sitting still. I have maybe no music, sometimes most of the time incense, sometimes not, sometimes I have the aroma diffuser, sometimes not. Sometimes my moment is just sitting in silence and just nothing, meditating. Sometimes it can be just walking and have a predominant thought that like things will work themselves out, and just being in that flow. But the gym, listen, when I tell you that thing saved me in life, it definitely did. It definitely did. It definitely did. It definitely saved me in life. It's definitely my safe haven, where nobody gets to tell me what I need to do. Nobody gets to tell me what I should do. That is a beautiful space to be in. That's a beautiful space to be in. But that's for me, of course. I don't know about you. You might be at a different space, but I don't know what it is that you do. Some people smoke. Some people drink alcohol. Some people, I don't know what it is that they do. But I want to take a healthy route. I work this body. I create and treat this as a piece of art. That's what I do. So I definitely had a moment where I was like, this is too much. It's too much. This is too much. I can't take this. I can't take this. No. It's too much. It's too much. So yeah, that was definitely a moment that I had. Um, so I think I discussed a couple of things that were on my mind for the live. I definitely want to come on the lives a little bit more. So I'm not gonna pin myself down on something, but when I feel the spirit, I'm gonna come. But it has to be more. It cannot be every couple of eons. And I'm coming on this live. I will announce it on the community. If I can announce it like a day ahead or maybe an hour ahead, like a half a day ahead, then I'll try to on the community page. Because I do see that sometimes y'all look at it. Sometimes y'all look at it. But yeah, I definitely will announce it over there. So yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Your girl is tired. I'm definitely tired. And I should be getting my Z's because tomorrow is an early day again. So yeah, there are a couple of things, other things on the agenda, but I want to share them with you, maybe on the YouTube or on the Patreon more. Or probably I will just come in the live and talk about it. Are there any other things that I want to talk about? Well, it's not really art related, right? But here's the thing that I do want to pay attention, give to you all, a golden nugget, right? It is on my in my spirit to speak in this particular way. That I do believe that you really need to pay attention to, and that is your, what I see. If you hear some some grumbling, it's my computer. My laptop is very old, and the fan is not working anymore. All right. So if you hear something on the background, it's my laptop. I'm now talking to a tablet that's resting on my laptop, but the laptop is on. So there you go. It sounds funny because it's like tea, cooking tea or something like cooking hot water or coffee. Anyway, I'm digressing. Here's something that I definitely have on my spirit that I want y'all to pay attention to, right? And I had to be reminded about that as well. And this is the thing, and that is what you feed yourself in your mind. I know it's so against development and positive thinking, but I'm not talking about positive thinking, affirmative thing, especially affirmative thinking. That I definitely talk about, but the positive thinking thing, you have to take that thing in a grain of salt because you can think positively about bad thoughts. You can be positive about the fact that you are bad at something or you're not able to achieve something or whatever it might be, fill in the blank that is bad. You can think in a positive way about that because you have both. You have and you have not. There is no difference in it. You have what you have not, and you have what you have. I needed to be reminded about that again. Because social media, but also I think the day to day stride that creatives and artists are making, even if you're in a really good place and you have like, you have mad customers, you have collectors, and you have people, really, you have traction with your art, or you're being, if you want it to be represented, that is now part of your life and things like that. When things are really going for you, you still have to make your strides because you are an entrepreneur as an artist, a creative, especially if you're doing it professionally. So when you're making your strides and you're not really aware of the fact that all possibilities are already there for you, they're already set for you, but you keep on focusing on have not, have. Would it make sense to you when I say tell you that you have both? It wouldn't, because you would be like, well, no, Marilfa, doesn't make sense because when I don't have it, I can't see it. But that's the thing. You have what you have not, and you have what you have. It's what you focus on, what you put your attention to. If have not is what you have, then have not will be the representation in your life. You have not, fill in the blank, maybe enough money. You have not opportunities to grow. You have not build a network where you can rely on people and ask for favors, or they can speak about your name in rooms where you are not, or you can have opportunities that you can grow as a business owner, as an artist, as a creative, or whatever you want to use your network for. You have not found the peace, the balance that you might want to find between your personal life and between art that you are creating. You have not, fill in the blank. That have not is a have. You have not, and you now put behind it what it is that you have not. That's the thing that I really want to give along to people. That the have not experience is what you have. It never is not present. It is present, or else you would not have the experience and see what is happening. I needed to remember, I needed to be remembered about that. So I was like, wait a minute. So you're never in lack. It's not that you don't have, you have the have not experience of what it is that you have not. That's the only thing I want to leave you with. I don't want to make it long. I don't want to, it's not necessary. Once you get that, you know what's going to happen? You're going to hold yourself more responsible, because it's like, oh, wait a minute. So I am the one who's putting this have not experience into activity. Let's deactivate it right now. Let's deactivate it right now. Because whether I have or have not, I have both. And they're always here. But where I place my attention on and I feel passionate about to speak about, that will happen. You have both. You have not, and you have. If it doesn't hit yet, repeat this. Repeat this. Over and over. Repeat it. I have what I have not, but I also have what I have. Your experience, your view, your perspective. That's it. All right, that's it. Because I'm tired. So good people, I'm going to see you in the next live. If you see me going live, or you see the message that I'm going live, hop on in. I'm not asking you to be the whole way, but if you feel like, just joining the community, maybe you want to give, your 2 cents about it. If maybe you want to ask me something, you want to talk about something, come on the live. All right. You see the message? Come on, jump on in. Most of the time it will be in the evenings. I don't know if it's going to be in the mornings. I don't know where it is that you at. Could be a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening. Doesn't matter. If I'm on, come on in. All right, come on in. Thank you so far for what. If you're going to rewatch this, leave a comment behind here below in the comment section, right? Maybe there's something that you would like to talk about. Drop some topics here. It's okay. Drop some topics here, right? Could be art related, could be life related to art, in perspective to art. It could be just, you as a person, how you want to develop yourself. Put it here below. Maybe you just want to talk about your kid. I don't know if I can talk about, I ain't got no cats. I don't have that type of cats. I have a different type of cats. It's not that type of channel. But drop it here below underneath the section. I always say keep it cute, keep it respectful. Disrespect I do not tolerate under no conditions, under no circumstances. When I see that as being disrespectful, or you're going left, you will be left over there. The doors will be shut, no questions asked. That's the type of person I am. And I always say it calmly and sweetly, but people always want to test me. Then when I test, then when they test me and they get the results, they start crying, but I didn't mean it like that. Well, I did. Woman of my word. So drop a comment here below, like the video, share the video if you want to. Like I already said, come in, come on in, come on in. It's already fine. All right. See y'all at the next live. Ciao, ciao. Be safe. Be well. Okay. Love yourself. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself some affirmative words. Say, listen, it didn't work out today, but it's going to work out tomorrow. All right. Before you rest your head on your pillow, give thanks. When you wake up this morning and you open up your eyes, before you take that phone or you put your foot on the floor, say, thank you for opening up my eyes and putting breath into my lungs. Do that. I do that each and every night, and I do it each and every morning because I am thankful. Because there are people that they did not wake up, or they couldn't wake up. They couldn't even put their feet on the ground. I've seen that in life. I've seen people being good one moment and all of a sudden they're bad. So I don't take not a second for granted. All right. If somebody said something to you, be like me, laugh about it. It's not that serious. You don't know what people are walking around with. Sometimes they're walking around with their own. I got a message that I need to say before I leave. I don't know what it is, but let me just give it. Sometimes people will say things to you and you don't understand why they're saying it to you. You're like, I don't get it. What did I do? Did something in me change? Did I say something? What did I do? People also walk with their problems. People also walk with their issues. Sometimes you need to step back and be like, okay, when that person is ready to meet me, I will meet that person as well. Sometimes we need to take space because words can really confuse the situation as well. All right. A lot of people are walking with issues, especially in the time zone that people are in. So that's why you need to put the frequency of this mind into excellent sense. Don't stay in common sense. Go to excellent sense. All right. Put yourself in a space where you know you did the best you could. And can't you honestly, consciously, that you did the best that you could. All right. There are people, they are walking with issues. There are people that are going through their own life turmoil, but also people that are growing. Sometimes they outgrow you, you outgrow other people. All right. So know that at the end of the day, you did everything you could. Before you shut those eyes, you let it all go. Don't take it into your sleep, getting nightmares and all that type of shit. Let it all go. The morning you wake up, your eyes open, give thanks. You have breath. You feel your legs, you feel your arms, your eyes are open. All right? All right. So before you go to bed, wash your face, wash out your mouth. All right? Take a shower. You go to bed. You let it all go. Let it all rest. Okay? You're just human. You're not a robot. You're not Superman or Superwoman. I don't know. I just felt I needed to say that. I know that somebody's going to watch this back again, and the message is for the person that needs to get this. So I already did my part. Okay? See y'all next time. Ciao, ciao. Bye, y'all. Now let me see where I need to end this video. There you go. Bye, y'all. Love y'all.